So, hello everyone, and I'm here once again. But today I don't have any poem for you all. Today I have a somewhat kind of a murder mystery with you all. So, this is actually about the Nepalese royal massacre. Someone told me about this yesterday, and because it still remains a mystery, and I just love mysteries, I did a research on it and then I thought of sharing it with you all. Now, before starting, I just want to tell you all that I have mild cough, so it may be interrupting in between. So please just excuse me, and I know it's irritating, but please just bear with me for this video. Yeah. So Nepalese royal massacre. To give you a background of it, Nepalese royal family used to meet twice every month, and the same, like they would meet, they would dine, they would party, and the same tradition was being carried out on 1st of June 2001. Now it's said that on this time, like this time when the family was together partying, the Prince Dipendra Shah, the son of the then king, and we can say the king to be, he people say that he was drunk too much and then he was taken to his room, and then he came back and he started shooting blindly and he killed everyone, like most of the people were there. But there are many conspiracies and many theories about it. Why did he kill that? Why did he kill them? Did he kill them? Was it something planned? So I just searched about all these things, and this is what I want to share it with you all today. Okay, so now when we talk about theory number one, it is about the marriage of Prince Dipendra Shah. So it's said that Dipendra Shah wanted to marry Devyani Rana. Devyani Rana, to tell you who she was, she belonged to a family which was rich than the royal family. So the family should not have any problem, right, technically. But the Shah and Rana were rivals. Their history was full of bloods. Their history was not good at all, and thus the royal family, did not agree for the marriage and they did not allow for this marriage. Now, this story suggests and states that as his family did not wanted and allowed him to marry Devyani, so he killed all of them, and maybe in regret he then later killed himself also. So I think I forgot to tell you that the background of the story in which I told you कि उन्होंने सबको मार दिया था, तो दीपेंद्र ने सबको मारने के बाद अपने आप को भी मार लिया था. ठीक है, it's said. Now, sorry. So this is theory number one. Now come to theory number two. Theory number two says that Dipendra Shah, the prince at that time, wanted to be the king and he was also the heir. So there should not be any problem. But people revolted in 1990 in Nepal as they wanted to change the system from monarchy to democracy. His father, the then king, changed the political system of Nepal from monarchy to constitutional monarchy and made a parliament and gave most of the power to the parliament. Now, some suggest that the result for this would be that Dipendra would never become a king, or even if he does, his powers would be very limited and very less than what he would actually have if Nepal remains to be a monarchy. Some suggest that the result for this would be that Dipendra would never become a king, or even if he does, then he would have very limited power as a king. Then he would have in an absolute monarchy, of course, right? Some says that his thought was that only a king can take care of the people of the country and not people themselves or anyone else. That's why he just killed his father and like everyone. This is theory number two. We have conspiracies, we have many facts and things about this story, but I would first like to tell you all theory number three, and then we'll talk about the conspiracies and everything. So theory number three says that it's about a curse which was given to the Shah's family. It says that it said that the first ruler of the Shah family was cursed by Yogi Gorakhnath, who is considered as a god by the Nepalis. He cursed that only 10 members of the 10 member of his family will be able to rule the kingdom, and then the kingdom will end. 11th king would be the last one from his dynasty, right? Now, why did he curse? I'll tell you that story also. So what happened? It said that once the then king, the first king of the Shah's family, he uh, he went to a, in a park type of thing, garden. He went to the garden. वहाँ पे टहल रहे थे and उनको वहाँ पर एक साधु दिखे, and he was very kind. The king was very kind. तो उन्होंने उन साधु को बुलाया, महल में बुलाया, and उन्होंने उनको ऑफर किया कर्ड. Now the जो साधु थे वो एक्चुअली में योगी गोरखनाथ थे जो वेश बदल कर आए थे। तो जब उन्होंने कर्ड ऑफर किया तो उन्होंने उस कर्ड को कंज्यूम किया, फिर उन्होंने अपने मुंह से उसको निकाल के उसी बर्तन में रख के और किंग को दिया कि अब आप इसको पीजिए। ना आपके साथ भी होता होगा, लाइक अगर कोई देगा हाथ में तो आउट ऑफ डिस्गस्ट छोड़ देते ना, ये क्या है ये। सो सेम थिंग द किंग डेड कि उनके हाथ में जब उन्होंने दिया योगी ने कि अब आप इसको कंज्यूम करिए, तो किंग ने उसको आउट ऑफ डिस्गस्ट अपने हाथ से छोड़ दिया एंड वो नीचे गिरा एंड वो उनके पूरे पैर पे, किंग के पैर वगैरह पे पूरा फैल गया। अब इस बात से योगी गोरखनाथ जी को गुस्सा आ गया एंड उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने उस किंग को, उन्होंने द फर्स्ट रूलर ऑफ नेपाल, सॉरी द फर्स्ट रूलर ऑफ द शाह डायनेस्टी, उसको कर्ज किया कि आपके जो फैमिली डायनेस्टी है वो सिर्फ उतनी ही जनरेशन्स चला पाएगी, उतनी ही पीढ़ियाँ रूल कर पाएंगी जितने आपके पैर की उंगलियों पे दही गिरा है। तो वो जो किंग थे उनकी 10 की 10 उंगलियों पर दही गिरा हुआ था। तो इसीलिए इससे ये इंटरप्रेट हुआ कि उनको ये श्राप मिला किंग को कि उनकी जो सिर्फ 10 पीढ़ी ही रूल कर पाएगी। 11वां जैसे ही राजा आएगा उसके बाद वो ख़त्म हो जाएगा राज्य, उसके बाद राज नहीं कर सकते वो, ये उनका कर्ज है। अब थ्योरी नंबर 2 की बात करें, थ्योरी नंबर 2 में हमें बोला गया कि दीपेंद्र को राजा बनना था, बट this story seems to be wrong as on the ground level, as Dipendra himself, studying in England at that time, he supported his father and the Nepali citizen. Sources point out that once when he was studying in England, his mother sent him a flex asking him to persuade his father to stop doing all these changes which he was doing and not changing the political system of Nepal from monarchy to constitutional monarchy and not giving all his power to the parliament, because by doing that he'll lose up all his powers. Now the professor himself told, like Dipendra told his professor, and that professor told this thing. So Dipendra told his professor that if his mother sends such flex again, Dipendra should not be informed about it. उसको नहीं चाहिए उसको। अब the professor says that like okay, ये मैंने पढ़ा है कि officer said कि Dipendra was very like Dipendra respected his father very much and वो अपने फादर के खिलाफ कभी नहीं जाते थे। एंड दीपेंद्र को वो जो चीज़ नेपाल में चल रही थी, जो पॉलिटिकल ऑर्डर चेंज हो रहा था, उसके वो फॉर में थे, अगेंस्ट में नहीं थे। तो दिस सजेस्ट दैट ही हिमसेल्फ वांटेड नेपाल टू गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोनार्की और अ डेमोक्रेसी। सो दिस थ्योरी दैट ही किल्ड हिज फैमिली बिकॉज हिज फादर वॉज चेंजिंग द पॉलिटिकल ऑर्डर, उस वजह से उसको पार नहीं मिलता, दिस सीम्स टू बी टोटली रॉन्ग। टॉकिंग अबाउट थ्योरी नंबर 3, this theory appears senseless to me, not because it is connected to spirituality or it is about curse and boon all thing, because I'm not saying कि सच में कर्ज नहीं मिला होगा, I'm not saying this, I'm just saying it कि even if there was something like there was some curse like this, इससे ये नहीं पता चलता कि दीपेंद्र ने ही लोगों को मारा एंड दीपेंद्र ने क्यों मारा, अगर मारा तो, या फिर क्या हुआ। मतलब मारने के अलावा कोई और तो भी हो सकता था, उन्होंने ये श्राप थोड़ी दिया था कि कोई मार देगा, आपके घर का ही कोई मार देगा, ऐसा तो नहीं था। सो दैट इज़ वाई आई डिसएग्री विद दिस स्टोरी, बट इफ़ यू एग्री देन यू कैन, आई वोंट से एनीथिंग लाइक दैट। Theory number 4. This points towards Gyanendra Shah to be the culprit and not Dipendra Shah. Gyanendra Shah became the king in 1990 when he was just 10 years old. Gyanendra Shah was the brother of the then king. So Gyanendra Shah became the king in 1990 when he was just 10 years old, but then due to the condition of Nepal, he could not continue being the king, thus he was removed from power. He was only one who did not come to the party that night, but his wife and 2 sons did came. His children and his wife did came. Now when but it was that, but this trio, or we can say but the family, Gyanendra की जो family थी, they were not hurt much and they were the only one who were alive. Okay. Now, when he became the king, he abolished the constitution and established absolute monarchy in Nepal. The people of Nepal loved Dipendra but not Gyanendra. They hated him for real, and there are many people who believe this theory to be true, that it was not Dipendra, rather it was Gyanendra Shah who killed, because he had a clear motive. Now, अगर हम इस बात पे पहुंचे गए दीपेंद्र एंड ज्ञानेंद्र के ऊपर, अब क्वेश्चन होने लगा, तो वी हैव सम पॉइंटर्स पॉइंटिंग दीपेंद्र टू नॉट बी द गिल्टी. So people, like I have said earlier, that people till now believe and have very strong opinion that Dipendra could not have killed his entire family, and they believe that it was Gyanendra Shah who did all that. Now there are several reasons for this. Reason that one, that only Gyanendra Shah was not in the party and only his family was safe, and he had a clear motive of doing so. Then Dipendra was right-handed, but the shot on his head was on the left side. So if he was right-handed, how could he kill him by shooting on the left side of head? अब इसका एक चीज़ है, I would just go back to some like I searched and वहाँ पे मुझे पता चला कि दीपेंद्र earlier wanted to marry his teenage love Shupriya Shah, but the queen decided that they were too young to be married, तो वो टल गई, शादी नहीं हुई. Then he set out to a military career as he had nothing specific to do. Then he met Devyani Rana in 1998. ये सब फोकस की चीज़ नहीं है, फोकस की चीज़ ये है, he had trained himself to use gun with both hand. तो अब आप बोलोगे, तो दीपेंद्र को दोनों हाथों से गन चलानी आती थी, बट इसके भी बट है एक, तो मतलब लाइक बोल सकते हैं दोनों हाथ से उसने लेफ्ट हैंड से चला ली हो. बट द थिंग इज़ कि अगर कोई भी इंसान खुद को मारता है तो इट इज़ 98-97% ऑफ चांस कि अगर कोई अपने आप को मारता है तो द पर्सन यूजेस हिज और हर डोमिनेंट हैंड टू किल देम, एंड दीपेंद्र का डोमिनेंट हैंड राइट हैंड था, लेफ्ट नहीं था. So this points that Dipendra was not guilty. He was shot and he did not shot himself. Now another is that Gyanendra appointed a committee to look for this matter, but the committee consisted of just 2 members, and they, without any forensic reports or examinations or experts, solved the case in just 1 week and declared Dipendra to be the culprit. But the citizens did demand for a detailed inquiry, but it was never done by Gyanendra Shah. So sad. But still there is one more thing which I found very ajeeb sa, and this somewhat like points towards Dipendra to be the real culprit, and this is that a Lieutenant General Vivek Kumar Shah, who working for many years in the royal palace, pointed out that Dipendra was somewhat kind of a dual person. Like, he seemed to be very quiet, innocent from outside, but from inside no one knew what he was up to or what he was thinking. He also pointed out that many times in childhood, Dipendra would catch cat or mouse and burn them alive and enjoy doing that. I mean, why? Why are you enjoying doing that? But still, killing cats and rat is very much different from killing one's whole family. So, and I guess this is the thing why 95% of Nepalis believe that this work cannot be done by Dipendra. This work means not killing rat and cat. This work is referring to killing the family. Now, some bullets point I've made is, it said that the prince was excess drunk, so उसने क्या पता नशे में किया हो. अब इसका एक और मैंने वो नहीं किया था कि it said कि Dipendra was used to drinking and उसको कंट्रोल करना आता था. Then second is that the members died. They were majorly from like direct family of Dipendra. And then some also say that Dipendra was very calm, very well mannered. So this also points toward the thing कि उसने नहीं मारा. Now there is one more theory जो मुझे बहुत अजीब लगी, and this theory involves India. ये कहती है कि India was involved in the massacre. This theory says that India was involved in the massacre because and wanted to kill everyone because Gyanendra was seen as more favorable towards India, and Birendra, who was the then king, was neutral in geopolitics, and so इसलिए इंडिया ने उसको मरवा दिया. नहीं, नहीं मरवाया होगा इंडिया ने. I mean, whatever, अब क्या ही. Okay, so let's leave that. तो अब हम आते हैं एक पॉइंट पे, इंट्रोडक्शन टू दिव्यानी राणा. Divyani, like what happened to her after all these things. So, okay, Divyani Rana stayed away from the public spotlight and she moved to India In 2007, she married Aishwarya Singh, who was a member of royal family of Madhya Pradesh. Now she leads a private life, staying away from the Nepalese politics and media. When we talk about the eyewitnesses में we have Lal Bahadur Latmeri. um, इनका claim है एक he was a soldier on duty and इनका जो उन्होंने जो बोला, I mean, it just changes the whole story. He alleged that Dipendra was already dead when the shooting began. This suggests the presence of masked assailant resembling Dipendra. However, it is unverified and it's controversial, but many things are unverified. Like, we don't know, we don't have a verified information कि उस पार्टी में कौन कौन आया और कौन नहीं आया, कौन कब आया और कौन कब गया. No official CCTV footage or detailed written guest list has been made public. So this is also unverified. And एक और चीज़, I tried to search this and I could not find कि इसका आंसर. ये चीज़ ही ढूंढनी बहुत मुश्किल है. द थिंग जो पॉइंट अभी किया गया हमने कि दीपेंद्र के लेफ्ट साइड पे शूट आउट हुआ था. देयर इज़ नो इन्फॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल इफ एनी वन वॉज लेफ्ट हैंडेड. आई सर्च इट, मैंने फ़ोटो सर्च किया, किसी फ़ोटो में वो फिजिकली लिखते हुए दिखे ही नहीं कि आई कुड फाइंड आउट कि उनका लेफ्ट हैंड डोमिनेंट है कि राइट हैंड डोमिनेंट है. एंड आई इवन सर्च बाय पर्टिकुलरली टेकिंग नेम्स कि क्या ये राइट हैंडेड है, क्या ये राइट हैंडेड है, क्या ये लेफ्ट हैंडेड है, बट आई कुड नॉट फाइंड इट एंड दिस pissed me off for real. Now, officially it said that Gyanendra was in Pokhara, but there is no concrete flight record or other travel evidence which has been made public. तो we don't even know कि वो सच में वहाँ नहीं था या वो वहाँ पे था. And everyone is like, सब कोई कुछ बोल नहीं रहा क्योंकि जितने भी लोग जिंदा बचे मैसेकर में, उसमें से कोई भी कुछ बता ही नहीं रहा है. Everyone has just kept silence. अब आप पूछोगे कौन कौन बचा, वो भी I have. So in talk about the survivors, they all are connected to Gyanendra. And when I talk about the one who were killed, they are all related to Dipendra. But let me talk about the survivors. Survivor में of course Gyanendra, who said that he wasn't there. Then Komal is the wife of Gyanendra. She was injured but she survived. Paras is Gyanendra and Komal's son, who also survived unharmed. Himani, she is the wife of Paras. She also survived. She was present there, but she survived. Ridyanand is the son of Himani and Paras. He was a child, thus he survived. Then we have Purnika and Kritika. They are the daughter of Paras and Himani. They were young and they also survived. We have Shoa. Shoa is the king's son, was the king's son. She also survived the massacre. Then we have Ketaki Chester. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry if I am. So Ketaki Chester's king's cousin, also present but survived. Then Supriya Shah also survived. Supriya Shah वही है. Like मैंने बताया, Dipendra wanted to marry his teenage love Supriya Shah, जिसके साथ मना हो गया था, so she also survived. It said that she was there. Then Queen Mother Ratna, because she was in Antrum, so इसलिए she survived. She wasn't there in that wall जहाँ पर ये सब कुछ हुआ. Then Princess Heler Shah, she was with Queen Mother Ratna, so she also survived. Jyotsna, the first daughter of the Princess Heler Shah, also survived. Gorakhpur Samshed, the condition during incident is limited. Okay. Then we have Prerana. She was not reported to have been injured. And when we talk about who all were killed, so they basically they were only the members of Dipendra's real family. They were killed, mainly consisting of siblings, dad, mom, Dipendra's dad, mom, and the husband of sibling, and one cousin, I guess. I'll leave it to you all to decide who did it, who is the real culprit. Is it really Dipendra or is it someone else, or do you have any other theories of it? Do you have anything, if you know anything else, just request you all to please tell me about these things, because I'm really very much interested and excited to know about this thing, ki what happened that night.